Now, a suspect wanted on several felony warrants is now in custody following a standoff at a Lafayette apartment complex. Plus, the holiday travelers are traveling the roadways or by air for the 4th of July weekend, and Friday marked a new chapter for St. Martinville as they swore in a new mayor and council members.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Paz Pa 2.
Good morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. Thanks for joining us. A man is in jail after a standoff situation at a Lafayette apartment complex yesterday. Police arrested 22-year-old George Andrews after a 7-hour-long standoff with U.S. Marshals, the Lafayette SWAT team, and police.
Obviously, in a situation like this, we always want the most peaceful resolution. We want the individual that we have an arrest warrant for to exit the residence, freely, openly, with their hands up, so we can just safely place you in the handcuffs, put you in a police vehicle, and have you, brought to the parish jail. That's not what he decided to do today. He just refused to come out.
Senior Corporal Matthew Benoit says U.S. Marshals arrived Friday morning to arrest Andrews for domestic battery and illegally carrying a firearm. Upon their arrival, most of Andrews' family members agreed to come out of the apartment. The one man did have to be detained by police. Police also safely escorted 3 children outside. Andrews himself, however, refused to come out.
So he stayed inside. He refused to cooperate with us. After several hours of negotiating with him, our tactical team arrived on scene. The SWAT team took control of the situation. Like I said, negotiations went on for several hours. At that point, we introduced some gas inside the residence, and were able to safely and effectively go inside and remove Mr. Andrews from inside the apartment.
While dozens of officers circled the apartment complex during the standoff, residents stood nearby watching the scene unfold. We spoke with one man who went to pick up his children from the apartments after seeing the large police presence there, afraid for his children's safety.
Well, it's like a mind-boggling thing here. You see all these officers out here. I mean, it's like no tactic or something. Somebody be able to talk to someone, about all this, This here like will scare you into doing something that you're not really ready for. I'm taking him out of here, because that's just too much, And I don't want him involved in anything like this,
Other concerned residents encourage people to speak up if they're aware of a situation that could put others in danger.
Call the cops. That's what they're here for. Don't wait until this gets severely bad for us, where our kids, we don't know if our kids is going to die. So stop the killing. Let's help our kids. Let's make sure they don't carry guns. Most of these kids are not old enough to carry guns.
That was Britt LaFazzo reporting that the suspect is now being held in the Lafayette Parish Jail. One man is dead following a 2-vehicle crash in Church Point. State police say 72-year-old Claude Chavez of Church Point was pronounced dead at the scene Friday morning. That crash happened at the intersection of LA Highway 754 and Jesse Richard Road. 47-year-old Willis J. Curley of Opelousas failed to yield at a stop sign and was hit by Chavez traveling east. Both men were properly restrained. Curley suffered moderate injuries. The fire from the natural gas well rupture in Arneville has stopped. Unfortunately, that work is not done. Late Thursday night, the fire was suppressed. The hole has been covered, preventing any more gas from escaping there. Unfortunately, officials on site have said the well is still capable of igniting. The voluntary evacuation is still on, and surrounding residents are still being urged to stay out of the area if they can. Trooper Derek Senegal says workers are taking extra precautions while resolving that issue.
Just as dangerous or more dangerous for those workers if they are not cautious with trying to recap that well or try to, make sure or make it safe.
Thus far, there is no timeline yet on when that situation will be resolved. The St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office investigating recent reports of contractor fraud. As News 10's Elise Corville learns, they're dealing with a repeat offender.
Hosea Briscoe was recently arrested after residents reported hiring him for work and never receiving his services. St. Landry Parish Sheriff Bobby Guidro says this isn't the first time Briscoe has faced these charges.
The last 5 years, we've probably had 6 or 7 contractor fraud cases, and I know 3 of them are against him.
In July 2019, Briscoe was arrested by St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office and held for Evangeline Parish on fraud charges. He was arrested in April 2022 by Acadia Parish Sheriff's Office on felony theft charges. In May, he was arrested in Calcasieu Parish for contractor fraud. Briscoe now faces charges in St. Landry Parish.
Committed two, as far as we know right now, contractor frauds.
Briscoe faces 2 counts of contractor fraud over $1,500. Sheriff Guidreau says one resident was scammed out of $8,000, while another resident was scammed out of over $80,000.
And both were in regards to a swimming pool that they wanted installed.
We asked how he's getting away with these crimes over and over again.
Well, he's doing it without a contractor's license, number one, because if he applied for one, he would certainly be denied.
And Sheriff Guidreau shares with the News 10 ways to protect yourself from falling a victim to contractor fraud. He says search for a licensed contractor through Louisiana Board of Contractors. Check authorized business entities at the Secretary of State's website. Try to get a contract in writing. Request a voided check from the contractor and get pictures of multiple identifications. In the studio, Elise Corville, KLFY News 10.
Ability and understanding.
According to the best of my ability and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Friday marked a new chapter for the city of St. Martinville. Jason Willis was sworn in as the newest mayor, along with 5 new council members. Mayor Willis says St. Martinville is a historic city, and he's eager to get to work.
May our love for St. Martinville begin to shine forth to everyone who visits here. We have many good things coming up, and by working together, we will move forward together and turn our city around.
Then holiday travel is expected to boom this 4th of July weekend, but there's also plenty of fireworks in the form of long lines at airports and traffic jams. Tanya Bacchus has more on what we can expect.
Traffic was heavy in Atlanta to launch the holiday weekend. AAA projects nearly 50 million people will travel 50 miles or more from home, an increase of 3.7% over last year. 42 million Americans are expected to hit the roads, despite gas prices that have pumped up the last few months, putting the national average for a gallon at a little under $5.
It's still cheaper to drive.
And that's exactly what Trina Ward did all night Thursday into Friday, taking a road trip from Georgia to New Jersey.
So we left Winder, Georgia around 7 p.m. last night. We ran into traffic in South Carolina, about an hour-and-a-half delay.
Some travelers feel the opposite. They would rather brave crowded airports and possible flight delays.
It's actually, I think, cheaper to fly than to drive and to park your vehicle and pay for gas.
But the average lowest cost for airfare is also up, 14% from last year at just over $200 per ticket.
The pandemic prices were great, where it was like $2 a flight. Right now, the flights are skyrocketing, and it's getting out of hand, quite frankly.
Demand is back to pre-pandemic levels. Staff shortages have led airlines to cancel thousands of flights this summer.
My flights got canceled twice, and then I tried rescheduling it in the morning because I heard that's what helps, and that wouldn't get canceled. But luckily I got switched, and here we are. We finally made it.
The same couldn't be said for those on board the Southwest plane in Dallas headed for Long Beach, California. A mechanical issue led to a blown tire, and it was towed back to the terminal. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now, if you're looking for something to do this 4th of July weekend, there are plenty of festivities taking place around Acadiana for you. In Erath, the Independence Day Cajun Carnival is underway until Monday. There are food vendors, activities for kids, live music, and fireworks. That event is at 203 South Broadway Street. In St. Landry Parish, the Barbecue Fest that kicked off last night on the Yambly grounds. The event has carnival rides, live music, and much, much more. And that actual barbecue cook-off that is taking place on Sunday. For a full list of 4th of July events happening in Acadiana, go on. You can visit our website. You know what it is. That's KLFY.com. Checking in with Trevor Saunier for a look at that weather forecast for us for this holiday weekend. And yes, we have a lot of travelers on the road, Trevor.
Yeah, and it looks like another day of widespread storms possible. I'll say rain chances of about 60%, but the good news is rain chances look to be decreasing a bit for tomorrow and for the 4th. So temperatures for today in the 70s so far, 77 in Lafayette, 76 in New Iberia, 74 and Lake Charles, dew points in the mid-70s. If you've stepped outside recently, it is very humid out there. So live Doppler 10, we already have some storm activity popping up now, mainly over western portions of Acadiana. These are some of the same areas that already got way too much rainfall through the past 24 to 36 hours, but more storms developing now across Cameron Parish, moving into Calcasieu and edging into Jeff Davis Parish as well. So I'll keep isolated storm chances in the forecast for Acadiana this morning, but these storms will continue to grow and move eastward through the day. So it looks like a good scattering of storms. Again, about 60%, meaning around 6 out of 10 people will see rainfall through the day today. So not everyone will get it, but I think the majority will. Satellite radar looping things into motion. We have this little disturbance aloft that's moving northward now, but it's still over us for one more day, but it will be pushing eastward for tomorrow and through Monday, and that will lead to just the daily dose of afternoon storms and also hotter temperatures, as I am expecting a little more sunshine through the next few days as well. So temperatures warming through the 70s, climbing into the mid-80s. We just have too much cloud cover and rainfall, so a break from the heat continues for this afternoon. Notice the widespread storms. It won't rain all day, but we may see waves of rainfall through the afternoon with mostly cloudy skies, but a few intervals of sunshine is not out of the question. And then for tomorrow, a lot more sunshine and a few isolated storms. So I'll put those storm chances tomorrow at around 30 to 40%. Some areas could see some locally heavier downpours again today. The possibility of 1 to 3 inches of rainfall certainly likely if you get under one of these heavy storms. A lot of tropical moisture. These storms producing 2, maybe 2.5 inches of rain per hour. So if you do get under one of those slow-moving storms, you can pick up 2, maybe 2.5 inches of rain pretty quickly. Now temperatures in the 80s today, warming up possibly back into the 90s though for tomorrow. I'll say about 91, 92. Upper pattern shows this energy now pushing eastward, and we have high pressure building for Monday for the 4th and also for Tuesday. So with high pressure, we go back to the pattern that we were seeing a few days ago with isolated rain chances, 20-30%, but definitely more heat coming back into the forecast. Tropical update. Not too much going on. We do still have Bonnie, and it's now across Central America, working off to the west and to the eastern Pacific. No more threat to the United States with that one. And then another tropical wave near the Lesser Antilles, but a lot of dry, stable air still shooting into the main development region of the tropics. So it looks like we could get quiet again through the next 2 weeks. So 88-year high today, scattered storms, rain coverage of around 60%. 7-day forecast shows 30-40% each day here, Sunday, Monday, and all through next week. Hotter temperatures, more sunshine. Notice back in the low to mid-90s each afternoon on those thermometers. So definitely looking like a July forecast for next week.
All right, I'm getting used to it now. Just the mix, the hodgepodge of some rain, then you get the sunshine, then you get the clouds. I'm used to it now.
Yep, we're almost through it. It's July. We have to go until about September.
Thank you for that, Trevor. For more information on the stories you see this morning, remember, you can log on to our website. That's KLFY.com. Scammers are now impersonating law enforcement. We'll take a look at that scam and how to